Welcome to ATG Sports Plus. I'm Jessica Kiko.
And I'm Zach Haiku. Tonight, we've got a lineup of champions who raced their way into the headlines.
First up, Luke Carmona blazes past the competition to claim victory at the SRL Premier Stocks at Comets Universe.
Then Emily Blueberry shows fierce determination, taking the checkered flag at the Fullerton KZ1 Cup weekend in a karting showdown.
And in Second Life Cycling, Morticia Velota pedals to triumph, leading the pack and securing the top spot in a thrilling race series.
Strap in as we dive into the details of these thrilling stories on ATG Sports Plus. Over at the Comets Universe Raceway this Tuesday, the SRL Super Trucks didn't disappoint. Let's dive into the electrifying action from the first race. Baltasar Cygnus took the top spot, finishing the 50 laps in just over 9.5 minutes.
Absolutely, Zach, and hot on his heels was Gypsy Karma, just a little over 2 seconds behind. Not to forget, Morticia Velota claimed the third spot, making it a tight race to the finish line.
And speaking of tight races, the second race was a nail-biter. Baltasar Cygnus again showing dominance with another first-place finish. This time, Morticia Velota was right behind him with a margin so small it's practically a photo finish.
Rachel Gray's 0925 rounded out the top three, bringing some new energy to the podium. And let's highlight the fastest lap, a stunning 10.929 seconds by Rachel Gray's 0925, setting the pace for everyone else.
Now, looking at the overall championship scores after these thrilling races, Baltasar Cygnus is leading the pack. With back-to-back wins, he's the one to beat.
Morticia Velota and Rachel Grace 0925 are not far behind, securing their spots in the top three. It's shaping up to be an intense season with every race crucial for those championship points.
Indeed, Jessica, and with each race, the stakes get higher. The SRL Tuesday Super Trucks at Comets Universe Raceway has set the bar. Can't wait to see what's next on the calendar.
Right you are, Zach. The competition is fierce and the action is relentless. We'll be keeping our eyes on the next races and the evolving championship battle. Over at Pocono, the SRL Dirty Thursday series kicked off with a bang, bringing some heart-pounding action to the season opener.
That's right, Jessica. Morticia Velota cleans the win in what was described as a photo finish, proving every second counts in racing. Mason Rainier wasn't far behind, securing second place.
And let's not overlook Luke Carmona, who rounded out the top three. It was an electrifying race from start to finish, with every driver pushing their limits on the track.
Looking ahead, the Dirt Series is set to tackle the Martinsville Speedway next week for a staggering 100 laps. The anticipation is already building for what promises to be another spectacular event.
And speaking of anticipation, the point standings are already painting an intriguing picture. Morticia Velota leads with 52 points, but Grace Williams and Mason Rainier are in hot pursuit, just 6 and 9 points behind respectively.
Absolutely, Jessica. The competition is fierce, and with Luke Carmona and Freddie Coolhaven not far behind, it's anyone's championship at this early stage.
That's the beauty of the SRL Dirty Thursday series, Zach. Every race is crucial, and every point can make the difference as the season progresses.
Certainly, Jessica, and with the next race at Martinsville Speedway on the horizon, the drivers will be looking to make their mark and shake up the standings.
We'll be watching closely, Zach. The SRL Dirty Thursday series is shaping up to be a season full of surprises, and we can't wait to see what happens next. Turning our attention to the SRL Premier Stocks at Comets Universe, what a race we witnessed this Saturday evening.
Indeed, Jessica. Luke Carmona took the checkered flag with Kathleen Spicy securing a solid second place and Tiller Aralo finishing strong in third. It was an action-packed race from start to finish.
And let's not forget, Taylor Arello not only finished third, but also had the fastest lap of the race. A remarkable performance indeed.
Absolutely. And adding to the highlights, Rookie of the Race went to Rachel Grace, showcasing the up-and-coming talent in the series.
Looking at the championship standings, Morticia Velota is leading the pack with 335 points. Kathleen Spitfire is not far behind in second with 308 points. And Romeo Highwater holds the third spot with 293 points.
The race from the championship is heating up. with Taylor Arello in fourth and Becky Acker rounding out the top five. Competition is fierce.
And let's not overlook the broader field from Christina Curtow in sixth to Umbrian Viper, who's just made it onto the board with 2 points. Every racer is pushing hard this season.
Indeed, Jessica, the SRL Premier Stock Series is proving to be a battleground for both seasoned veterans and rising stars. With every race, the stakes gets higher and racing more intense.
That's the thrill of the SRL Premier Stock, Zach. As we continue through the season, every turn, every lap counts. We're in for an exhilarating ride to the finish line. Let's shift gears to the Fullerton KZ1 Cup weekend, where the competition at the Grand Karting event was as fierce as ever.
Right you are, Jessica. Heat 1 saw Kenny Tomorrow blitz past the finish line, taking first with an impressive lead, followed by Don Romario and Zermu rounding out the top three.
And in Heat 2, Little Bear roared to victory, with Valky Skylaker securing second and Kira Restrepo landing in third. Little Bear also snagged the best lap time, a blistering 34.284 seconds.
Moving on to the pre-final, Emmy Blueberry dazzled the crowd with a win. Ezria Evergarden came in second, and Jack Carter claimed the third spot. Emmy also clocked the fastest lap in this heat.
In the high-stakes final, Emmy Blueberry emerged victorious yet again, narrowly edging out Little Bear and Valky Skylaker, who completed the top three. Little Bear, consistent with speed, recorded the best lap time.
What a weekend it was. The Fullerton KC1 Cup showcased some incredible talent, with Emmy Blueberry proving to be the weekend's top racer.
Absolutely, Zach. From the first heat to the final race, the drivers gave it their all. Congratulations to all racers for an unforgettable weekend of karting action.
Let's cast our attention over to the NO fishing game competition this week, where anglers have been reeling in some impressive catches.
Indeed, Zach. The Gimli fishing competition is currently open with a total weight of 79.48 pounds. Meanwhile, the marlin competition is making a splash with a hefty 173.34 pounds on the leaderboard.
And for our lot competitions, the turtle and turtle test have tipped the scales on 478 and 595 pounds respectively.
Turning to the top running totals, Jasmine Gabe is leading the pack with an incredible 125.78 pounds. Raziel Devanis isn't far behind, and Vera Broom holds a solid third place with 79.48 pounds.
Let's talk about the big catches in the NO Romper category. Liberty Marquez caught a whopping 48.12-pound king mackerel at Oxtus. Elisa Spicy landed a 37.65-pound squid in Dunedin, and Jasmine Gabe snagged a 27.47-pound barracuda in Fanitola.
Only one name on the NO stringer this week, and that's Foxy Afterthought, with a total number on the stringer of 4.98, a solo performance there.
Lastly, in the weekly featured species tournament, the spotlight was on marlin. Tremere Ember tops the chart with 16.35 pounds, followed by Vera Broom and Rachel Devonius with their respective impressive catches.
That wraps up this week's fishing game highlight, Zach. From open waters to locked competitions, it's been quite the reel-in for these anglers.
Wrestling fans, brace yourselves for an action-packed week in the Second Life wrestling world. Let's jump right into the events calendar.
Kicking off Sunday at Taquita Bay, OAW Immortality is set to begin at 9 a.m. Second Life time, promising a thrilling start to the day.
And the excitement continues with Rise at the Rise Arena at 2 p.m., followed by VWE Sunday Night Endurance at the Capital City Arena an hour later.
Closing Sunday's events, UFW Frontline will take center stage at Furzona at 7 p.m.
Monday's lineup is just as intense, with Premier Wrestling Attitude hitting the Lionheart Arena at 1 p.m., then UFW Unbroken at Furzona by 5 p.m.
FWF Blood is sure to draw a crowd at Studio FWF at 7 p.m. to round out the evening.
Come Tuesday, the Blackburn Theater hosts BCW's Battle Zone at 3 p.m., while Honor Pro Wrestling Infinity showcases at Percade an hour earlier at 2 p.m.
Midweek action sees Rise returning to the Rise Arena Wednesday at 1 p.m. and Primal Wrestling battles it out at the Metropolis Bunker at 7 p.m.
Friday's not taking a back seat with Premier Wrestling Overload at Lionheart Arena and DCWF Slam City at Little Italy, both starting at 1 p.m. and 2 p.m. respectively.
As evening falls, VWE Kingdom Come takes the spotlight at Capital City Arena at 6 p.m., with UFW Nightfall closing out at Furzona at 8 p.m.
And we can't forget Saturday, where Premier Wrestling Unplugged gets the mat rolling at 1 p.m.
Then Elite Angel Wrestling ascends at Sacred Island at 4 p.m., with WPWF Asylum following at Sky High Arena at 6 p.m.
Finally, the week slams to a close with FCW Mayhem Night at FCW Arena at 7 p.m. What a lineup, Jessica.
Absolutely, Zach. Fans won't want to miss a moment of the high-flying, body-slamming action this week.
Strap in, folks. We're on the verge of diving into the high-voltage world of wrestling. It's been a week packed with masterful takedowns and sky-high maneuvers that took our breath away.
You said it, Zach. The echo of the cheering crowd still rings in our ears as we saw Titans clash, champions triumph, and those jaw-dropping moments that have etched themselves into wrestling history. Get ready as we break down every pulse-pounding highlight from this week's epic encounters in the ring.
Wrestling fans were on the edge of their seats at Defiance on March 22nd with a card that delivered high-octane action.
Starting the night in the Queen of the Arena qualifier match, we expected a showdown between Marionetta and Marcy Sass Schaefer.
But with Marcy Schaefer no showing, Marionetta advanced by forfeit. A win's a win in the Queen of the Arena tournament.
Then in a gripping bout, Kurt Bombastic squared off against Patrick O'Reilly.
And Bombastic lived up to his name, securing a decisive victory over O'Reilly.
The King of the Arena qualifier match was up next, featuring Dominic Carson against Javier Azul.
Dominic Carson emerged victorious, outmaneuvering Javier Azul to advance in the King of the Arena tournament.
Match 4 saw Brooke Owens go head-to-head with Lady Death in an intense encounter.
In a battle that had fans on their feet, Lady Death triumphed over Brooke Owens.
The main event was a clash of titans, Henry Parker defending the VWE Extreme Championship against challenger Cody Howley.
After a punishing match, Henry Parker stood tall, retaining the VWE Extreme Championship.
Post-match, the arena erupted as Team Duncan, consisting of James Gray and Sam the Man, attacked Cody Howley.
It looked bleak until Brackman Wider intervened, attempting a rescue that nearly turned the tides.
That's when Morgan Jones made a surprise appearance, jumping the barricade to even the odds against James Gray before making a swift escape through the audience.
A night of surprises and unforgettable action, Jessica. That's what Defiance delivered.
Wrestling enthusiasts were treated to an electrifying night at Honor Pro Wrestling Oblivion on March 31st.
Right out the gate, Isabel Dredd and Bridget Burnett battled it out in a dishonorable match, with Dredd claiming victory.
But the drama didn't end at the bell. Isabel Dredd launched a post-match assault on Bennett, who luckily was saved by Scion's timely intervention.
In an intriguing twist, Emery Rayner stepped up in an open challenge for the main event, adding an air of mystery to the evening.
Then, in the second match, JB Barbosa faced off against Sylvia Nux in a clash of wills, with Barbosa coming out on top.
Earlier in the day, tensions flared as Rainbow and Richie Rich encountered Lafayette and Chiyoko, setting the stage for an impromptu match.
And what a match it was. Richie Rich and Rainbow teamed up to take down the challenge posed by Chiyoko and Lafayette.
The night also saw Lucardi Black making a bold statement, calling out Drake Edwards from the audience, signaling his intentions for the Honor World Championship.
Closing the night, the North American Championship was on the line as Emery Rainier defended against newcomer Valkyrie Grimm's daughter in a match that was nothing short of spectacular.
With Rainier retaining the title, the night wrapped up, but the echoes of the crowd's cheers from that amazing match surely lingered. The AW Amplify set the stage this Thursday for an intense lead up to the season finale, the AW Amplify Maximize.
The action kicked off with the clash of styles as Lilith, the vampiric bunny, hopped into the ring against the snakebiter Nagendra.
It was agility versus power, and while Lilith darted impressively, Nagendra's might and battle-honored prowess clinched the win 2-1.
Then we heard from Sasha Winters, who's not just talking the talk. She's on a mission to topple Red Empress and Falami and their reign of terror.
Winters is laser focused on victory in the DAW Maximizer tournament, looking to bring balance back to DAW.
The tournament's intensity ramped up with Donner facing the wily Red Empress. It was a titanic tussle, but Red Empress powered through, securing her spot in the final round 2-1.
And the main event delivered a sequel to a previous showdown with Nux and Red Umbra going horn to horn.
Nux nearly had it, but Red Umbra's hellish new tactic sealed a 2-1 victory as she moves forward to the final round.
Post-match, the ring couldn't contain them, with Red Umbra laying into Nux, who wasn't going down without a fight, ending in a dramatic clothesline out of the ring.
This all sets the scene for DAW Amplify Maximize on April 18th at the DAW Melee Mall, where the season's biggest battles will unfold.
The energy was sky high at Honor Pro Infinity this past Tuesday with a lineup that kept the crowd buzzing from start to finish.
That's right, Zach. Tracy Stallings opened the night by successfully defending the Women's Conquest Championship against Rome Whitesong, marking a pivotal first defense.
Drake Edwards also shined, overcoming Dagar in the second match. Post-victory, he addressed Lucardi's challenge from Oblivion, emphasizing that the shot at the Men's World Championship must be earned.
A big announcement shook the scene as Brian Mercury revealed a 6-woman match set to determine the number one contender for the Conquest Championship.
Match 3 saw Skillex in the ring against Taizo Yamaguchi, with Skillex securing a solid win.
The air was charged as VIP held a strategy session right in the ring, crafting their game plan to confront the Hit Squad.
And to top off the week, the main event delivered as Rosie Scott triumphed over Foxy Beth Ann, concluding the night on a high note. The FCW event on April 6 was a spectacle, Jessica, with fighters eager to make their mark.
Harlow Hopstill sought redemption after a bumpy start in FCW, facing off against Bianca, who's been out of action since her clash with Milia.
The opening match showcased a power struggle, with Bianca initially taking the lead thanks to her nimble dropkicks.
But Harlow wasn't down for the count. She trapped Bianca in a waist squeeze, only to have Bianca fight back fiercely.
Harlow's low blow turned the tides, leading to her the Briar Patch hold, which ultimately forced Bianca to submit.
Despite the loss, Bianca left the ring with a mysterious smile. It has us wondering what's next for her.
The main event was set for Hanon versus Escarlata, but Yuriko had other plans, stepping in with a devilish laugh.
The match was a gritty showdown with Yuriko's brute strength pitted against Hannon's tenacity.
Hannon's resourcefulness shone through, breaking free from Yuriko's full Nelson and unleashing a barrage of axe handles.
An octopus hold later, and Yuriko was tapping out, giving Hannon a well-earned victory.
But the night ended on a threatening note, with Yuriko warning Hannon she won't be alone next time. It's a rivalry brewing for sure.
With that last thunderous takedown, we wrap up another exhilarating week in the world of wrestling. From the awe-inspiring aerials to the astonishing upsets, we've seen it all.
Absolutely, Jessica. Remember, the thrill of wrestling never dies, so don't miss out on our next episode. We'll be here to deliver all the adrenaline-fueled action, the twists that keep you on the edge of your seat, and those matches that will go down in history. In the world of virtual cycling, the Second Life Cycling Federation's April 6th race was a spectacle of speed and strategy.
Indeed, Zach. With the Alpine Tracks town area extension, riders faced a quick lap through the town, up a challenging climb in a cave tunnel, followed by a swift descent.
And they wrapped it up with a long straight to the finish line, perfect for some tactical drafting.
The day's competition was intense, comprising 3 races where riders accumulated points for each place finished.
In race 1, Jacrimo Resident took the lead, with Morticia Velota trailing just behind, and Umbrian Viper clinching third.
Morticia Velota then turned the tables in race 2, seizing first place, leaving Simple Jacket Resident in second and Atomic Infinity in third.
And in race 3, Velota again dominated the first spot, with Atomic Infinity stepping up to second and Simple Jacket Resident coming in third.
Now, looking at the overall points, Morticia Velota topped the charts with just 4 points. Giacomo Resident, thanks to his win in race 1, secured second place with 9 points.
Simple Jacket Resident, showing consistent performance, finished the day with a solid 9 points, tying for second overall.
And we can't forget the fastest laps of the week, where Morticia Velota also led with the quickest circuit, followed closely by Umbrian Viper and Atomic Infinity.
It was a day where precision, pace, and persistence paid off. The riders left it all on the track. And that's the finish line for us tonight on ATG Sports Plus. Thanks for joining us for a whirlwind ride through the victories and the unforgettable moments.
I'm Jessica Kiko.
And I'm Zach Haiku. Remember, in the world of sports, every second counts and every athlete has a story.
We'll see you next time, where we'll bring you the pulse of competition and the heart behind the helmet. Don't forget to keep the ball rolling on the virtual field.